have worked on functions with inputs and a type of functions like anonymous functions, named functions, callback functions. We have tried this anonymous functions first. Yesterday we have tried this named functions, and the callback functions will be trying in the future. Callback function is nothing but passing array function as a parameter to another function. Got my point? It's like this. Now here it's a on input focus. Is the function we have created, and normally what we are doing, input ref, and instructional text ref is the parameters we are passing. Like this, we are doing. This is what we have done in our last session. Callback function is nothing but callback function is nothing but on input focus, and here I am creating another function as a parameter. So now this function will be called internally whenever you call it. Like the way we are using this variable, you can use this function. This is called a callback function. Passing the function as a parameter to another function. Not a point. Now it can be like this also. Now first parameter is the string. Second parameter is arrow function. Now we can say this as a callback function. Again, this can include parameters again. This makes things more complicated at this level because yesterday only we have started working on functions with the input or parameters. That's why I haven't covered it. Once you practice a bit more on functions, then we'll be working on it. It's like, you might have seen Bahubali movie. Devasena and Bahubali. Both are warriors. Right? They can fight with arrows. But Devasena is at initial level. She holds only one arrow at a time. But Bahubali, expert, not 2, 3. Then he teaches how to do the third, how to throw 3 arrows at the same time. Exactly the same thing. This is a starting level. You are at the starting level. So we have worked on anonymous functions, named functions. Callback functions will be working a bit later. Have you ever used functions with parameters before? Props you have used. Yes, that is one thing. There is one more thing also I have covered. If you remember, number dot 2 fixed is there. Remember, 2 fixed. How many precisions you want for? Now, if you pass 2, it will give. Now, this is nothing but parameter. 2 fixed is a function. This is the parameter. We have already used it earlier also, but we are there. Now, let us see the code for percentages. Because showing percentage with so many decimal values will not look good. That's why we will be restricting. Okay, I got 7 submissions. Let us check. You are saying some issues are there, right? So you have created a function called input on focus, input on text. Okay. Input to current background. Input on black. Input on change. Here variable name should start with small. So where is it not working? Input on focus. Okay. Input on the input on change. On change is not good. You are swapping it. How it works? How it works? Because this is the first thing, the first parameter. The second parameter. See, now let us look it into input on change. Now if I go to input on change, first you are creating the function with parameters. You are taking span only, no? It must be sequence only. See, it's like this. I have created a function called calculate and a comma b comma c. We have created, and now I am passing calculate 10 comma 20 comma 30. What is the value of a here? 10. Sequence it follows. Now instead of input you are passing span. Instead of span you are passing input. Actually it will not work. Order should be followed. Got a point? This one you are talking about. This one. We will take the code master. In particular line we are taking, we want reading speed. So same code, different variables. But we won't be reading speed. In the test we would have something like ID. It is following. See, sequence continuously follows. The question is, now he wanted to pass some value to A, but he doesn't want it to pass any value to B, but he wanted to pass some value to C. In that case, you cannot create like that. Whatever the order you have created, the same order you have to. In that case, what you can do, if you assign 0 or null, something like that, you assign it. If it is 0, just ignore it. Like that, you can write it. Yes, you have to do that actually, but there are better ways than that. See, I'll tell you. Now, mom prepares food. Not only mom, anyone prepares food. The approach changes depending upon the quantity of people. If cook needs to be the food needs to be cooked for 4 people, one person can cook in our normal houses with stove and gas cylinder with small vessels and all those. If you wanted to cook for 400 people, do you use the same vessels and same thing? No. Approach changes. Here also the same thing. Now 2 parameters, 3 parameters, 5 parameters, fine. hundreds of parameters. Yes, can be done. Approach changes. Got a point? You see Tirupati or Tirumala, every day they will be serving food in the afternoon and in the night. We call it as prasadam. How many people will be eating? Thousands of people will be eating. Their approach is different. Their kitchen setup is designed in such a way it can do for hundreds of people. But in our houses, we don't need to cook for hundreds of people. 4 people, 5 people, 6 people, 10 people maximum. Our setup is different. Exactly the same. Depending upon the requirements, approach changes. Now you wanted to go to the nearest general store and you wanted to get one oil packet, for example. How do you go? By walk you go. Understanding? Now, in almost 1 kilometer distance, there is some, some exhibition is going on, for example. How do you go? By bike you go. You wanted to go to your hometown, around 5 people, 300 kilometers. How do you go? By car. Everything is going only. Depending upon the distance, you are changing the approach. Yes or no? Exactly here also the same. Depending upon the requirement, you will be changing the approach. Now imagine you wanted to pass all the 65 subjects of BTech. Yes, can be done. Not about it. But we will be following different approach there. What object approach? You can create an object like this. There you can create all the 65 keys and values like subject names and marks, and you will pass this as a parameter. Now you will be having only function with only one parameter only. All that one parameter holds everything. Like that you do. Depending upon the requirement, approach changes. Now suddenly you got a call that because of the marriage, 15 people are coming to your house. What do? You start preparing food for them. 15 people means difficult. So you will quickly go. You purchase, at least you purchase curries. Probably rice you may cook it for 15 people because we have big cookers, 1 liter cooker. But curries you will try to get it from outside. If only one person is coming, you will go. Exactly the same. Depending upon our requirement, approach changes. Here also the same thing. Now we are learning different approaches. According to our requirement, which one do we use? Got a point? Now I have only one input. I wanted to check pass or fail. No need of functions with parameters also. Only one function is sufficient. Understanding? But now I got around 8 inputs. Now we have changed it to functions with parameters. If there is 100 inputs, still we can do. Approach will be different. We are learning different approaches. According to our requirement, we will be using them. Programming is nothing but what to use, where to use, when to use. How to use, anyway, Google Baba can help us. Now you have identified that, okay, here I have to use functions. You forgot it how to use functions. Ask Google, it can tell you. You wanted to use functions with parameters. You have to get the idea, okay, here I have to use functions with parameters. If you know it, do it. Otherwise, ask Google. Google can tell you. But if you ask Google how to write programming, it cannot tell you. You have to give clarity. What you want. Even you should have clarity first. Then you ask Google. Google can help us. Got a point? There is an approach also. Now, see, I can create calculate marks. Now I am creating it. Now calculate marks I can use for 10, 6 parameters I can use for inter, 12 parameters I can use for BTech, 60 parameters. Now I wanted to use the same function for all the three. Yes, can be done. How? Now here, what I will do, I just simply say marks dot, dot, dot. That's it. Now it accepts any number of parameters. 6, 60, 600, 600. Everything will be stored into an array. I haven't covered array. That's why I haven't covered this topic also. So there are dependency topics. If you know array, you can understand. Got a point? Understand? Understood the solution for this. Order has to be followed. It's like a queue system. Order should not be changed. Earlier we have created almost 18 functions. Now with just 3 functions we can do that. Home, personal details, mark, user mark. You know, you can add some beautiful backgrounds. We have already discussed how to add background. You can add some beautiful backgrounds on top of this. You display this. It looks a bit better. Right? I want whatever you create it to make sure it looks attractive. Why it looks attractive? Why it should look attractive? Why? People judge with eyes first. Now imagine in interviews they have given you a task, you have done it and you submit it. First they see with eyes. Eyes attracts which is attractive. So whatever you create, make sure it looks attractive. Attraction means you have to add some good images. Good images, good backgrounds. According to your taste, you can add it. Imagine you like cars, for example. Add cars as a background. You like flowers, add flowers. You like sceneries, add sceneries. And on top of that, you just try to use these things. Then it looks attractive. Understanding what I'm saying? Imagine you have submitted the plain work. Imagine everyone is learning the same concept. Okay. Now someone has called for interview. You have cleared that interview and they have given the task. 2 of you submitted the task. One has just submitted with plain colors, and another has submitted with good background images and so on, which looks attractive. Got a point? Now, how many people are attending for interviews throughout India? Only BRN students? Hundreds. thousands. You have to compete with them, right? So normally developer, he will focus on coding part. That is the reason we have to be a bit extra. We have to do a bit extra. What? By making more attractive, by adding some images or something. Now imagine your Apple company has a call for React developers, for example. You have done the task. Now Apple company, you take their Apple logo and you use that as a background. It makes more attraction. Their company colors, something like that. One step extra you have to be. Then you gain attraction. Now there is a player. Recently, I am hearing about Surya Kumar Yadav. Why that guy is becoming so popular? Surya Kumar Yadav is a famous player. Nowadays, I am hearing this guy. With less balls, he can score more runs. That's why he is there. But Virat Kohli also does the same thing. But he can do much better than Virat Kohli in this area. For 100 balls, Virat Kohli may score 130. Rohit Sharma may score 150. But Surya Kumar Yadav may score 180. That's why he is gaining attention. Something extra you have to do. Always remember, you have to do something more than expectation. Now you go for vegetable market. You bought 1 kg tomato. He will wait. He has given you normal 1 kg tomato. Imagine 20 rupees. You have given 20 rupees. But at the end, he has taken 2 tomato and he has given it to you, just like that. What do you feel? Happy or not? How much it costs here? Hardly 2 rupees or 3 rupees. Only 2 tomato only. You have given the 2 tomato extra. Every time you wanted to buy tomato, you will search for that guy. You go to that guy. Human psychology. What is human psychology? If every human expects something, if you try to give more than the expectations, they will feel happy. Exactly, you follow the same thing in interview. Now imagine, per day, 100 customers are coming. For all the 100 customers, he is giving 2 tomatoes extra. Total 200 tomatoes, which is a bit costly for him. But what is costly for you? He is expecting something. You just try to give more than that. What do you lose? He is losing 200 tomatoes. What are you losing? You don't lose anything, some extra time only. Got a point? That you have to do. Got a point? If you ask something about what do you say, functions with parameters. Now, for example, interviewer asked what is functions. You explain what is functions. Normal. After that, you explain functions with parameters. You are giving something extra. He feels happy because he is expecting only functions. You are answering functions along with functions with parameters. Extra you are giving, he feels happy. He is expecting just simple validation and normal plain colors. But you give beautiful backgrounds. If you do animations also, CSS, you can do animations also. That is much more effective. Always try to give more than the expectation. Then chances will be more. Okay. So I'll say 90. Okay. 0 to 30. Now here 0 to 30 is there, but I am giving 55. I am giving 55. It is still accepting it. We have, because we have to work on it. We'll be working on that also. Probably today we can work on that. We are improvising the quality a bit more. Overall good work. Let us go to the existing functions, right? Let's work on this. Okay. Now we have worked on variables. Yes or no? We have worked on variables. We have worked on functions. Functions with the parameters or input. We have worked on these things. There are few more are there. Now we are going to learn a few more concepts. Before we proceed, what is the purpose of variables? To store. Why do we need to store? To compare. Why do we need to compare? To take decision. So we are creating variables for storing. Why are we storing? To compare. Why are we comparing? To take the decision. Understanding it's like this. Now you wanted to enjoy tomato soup in this winter season, for example. First, what you have to do, you have to go to the market and purchase tomato. Why are you purchasing tomato? To cook. Why are you cooking? For consuming, for eating or consuming. Exactly the same thing. We wanted to take decision. To take decision, before taking decision, we have to compare. Before compare, we need to store. Storing part, we have worked on it. Variables. How many variables we have created so far? Hundreds of variables we have created. Of all the refs you are creating are nothing but variables only. We are creating the ref, storing that variable into the ref, or creating the variable called pass marks, creating the variable called pass color, fail color. All those are variables to store something. Next, we will be working on comparison part. Comparison what we will be working on it. Comparison means we have to learn something called operators. What? Operators. We are going to work on it. There are multiple types of operators are there. Using that operators, you can do many things. Comparison is also one of them. Right? Operators are not only for comparison, can do many things. Comparison also can be done. Got my point? Now let us try to learn these operators. Actually speaking, you have already used it, but we'll be learning in detail. Now let us see it. JavaScript operators. For this JavaScript operators, don't go for W3 schools. Most of things we are seeing to W3 schools, but here don't go for W3 schools. You just go for a tutorials point. This is a bit better than W3 schools in this area. Here we are learning JavaScript operator. What is actually operator? This operators concept is there in every program, not only in JavaScript. What is operator? Let us take a simple expression. 4 plus 5 is equal to 9. Here 4 and 5 are called operands and plus is called the operator. That means we have used already operators like plus, multiplication, division. In your school days only you have done that. If you are in your first class or UKG, you might have used it, but you don't know what is operators. Now it is called operators in computer program. There are different types of operators are there. Arithmetic operators, comparison operators, logical operators, assignment operators, conditional operators. We have already worked on few. we are going to learn in detail. You have already worked on arithmetic operators. What is arithmetic operators? Addition. Addition. Now see addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, increment and decrement. These are called arithmetic operators, which are useful for mathematical calculation. That means what? We are already using it at the time of total. Now I'll say let A is equal to 10. Let B is equal to 25. I'm saying A plus B. Now I'll say let C is equal to A plus B. Now A is operand, B is operand, and this is operator. Which operator? Arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operators are useful to perform basic arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, increment and decrement. Plus means increment, minus means decrement. Got a point? We have already done this. And have we worked on operator precedence? What is operator precedence? Now plus, minus, multiplication, division, percentage, plus, minus. So these are the operators. Now let us try it. Now just to show you an example. Let me create a function. Let me create a button first. Now start. Now application will start running. Now what I wanted to do, I wanted to create a button. On click of the button, I wanted to increment a value. I wanted to increment the value, or if I click on this decrement button, I wanted to decrement the value. That I wanted to do it. On click of the button, I wanted to perform something. Can be done or not? Yes, it can be done. Now let me create it. So what I will do, I will just this is what I created. Now I'll just create a simple button in app.js. In app.js, what I will do, I'll just create a simple button. Let me comment this for now. I'll say button. You can create a button inside the form. Without form also you can create. Okay. I am creating the button. I'll say increment. I am creating one more button. Decrement. Increment and decrement. I have created it. Now what I will do on click. I am creating an anonymous function here. I can say alert. I can write alert or I can write cancel. Anything is fine. Increment button clicked. Okay. Now I am creating one more on click. Decrement button. Okay. Now let me run it here. Now two buttons have been created. So click on increment. Increment button, click this coming. So click on decrement button, click this coming. Normal, nothing special. We have done this earlier. Now what I wanted to do, I wanted to create a variable and I wanted to increment it. Now see, I'll be creating a variable. Okay. I'm saying let score is equal to 0, and in this alert I wanted to Now I am doing this in increment. So if you click on increment, it's showing 0. Perfectly fine. Now I wanted to increment it. It's 4 plus plus. That means it becomes incrementing by 1. Now, 1. If I click again, what happens? 1. Why again 1 is coming? It's not about fixed value. Every time we create it, we are creating the variable again 0. Here, we are making it 0, then incrementing 1. Again, if I click it, again 0, again 1. Now, I don't want this to happen, so what I'll do, I'll create this variable here. That means this code executes only one time, and this executes multiple times. Now, observe now. Increment 1, again increment 2, again increment. Are able to see the values are increasing. Now I wanted to implement decrement. So now the variable which I have created there, can I use it here? Yes sir, I can use it because we have discussed the parent function, child function. If you create the variable in parent function, then we access the child function. So I'll say score minus minus. And here I'll say will be reduced. Now incrementing 1, 2, 3, decremented, okay, 2, 1. If I click again, 0. If I click again, minus 1. Keep on. Understanding plus plus minus minus. In our school days, we have worked on addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, all those things. Plus plus minus we haven't worked. Do you need to work on? Do you need to do your PhD in maths to do this thing? Basic 50th class student also no problem. Now, one more thing you have to learn here is, we have a concept called operator precedence. What? Operator precedence. What exactly this means? Precedence means priority. Precedence means priority. Can you give me an example? Priority. Importance. You might have watched a movie called Titanic. You might have watched it. In the Titanic movie, the ship is sinking. The ship is sinking. Now they have some boats, extra boats will be maintaining. They used to say, women and children first. Priority goes to that is priority. Or you are sitting on the bus. Now an old person came. We will be giving priority to them. Or a woman with baby came. We give priority to them. That is priority. Here also priority. What is priority? Now just to give you an example, if I say let a is equal to 2. What is the value of a? What is the value of a? 6. What is the value of a? 11. How come it is 11? 11. Now it can be like this also, no? 5 plus 3. 5 plus 3, 8. 8 into 2, 16. That means now, okay, I'll do like this. 3 plus 5 into 2. Now, 3 plus 5, 8. 8 into 2, 16. That's what we are expecting. Sir, let us see. Let us see if you understand. Now what I will do, I'll just create another button, a simple button. Say operator precedence here on click. Now what I'll do, I'll say let A is equal to P plus 5 into 2. P plus 5 into 2. I'll say LR. Okay. How much it should say? 3 plus 5, 8, 8 into 2, 16. How much is it showing? Who is wrong? It's not about right or wrong, basically precedence, operator precedence. Precedence means priority. Priority means what first anything within brackets of, there is a formula called BODMAS. Anything within brackets that will be executed first, then division, then multiplication, then addition, then subtraction. This is the flow formula. First priority. Now it's like this here. Imagine you have your own movie theater. A new movie, Pawan Kalyan movie released. People are fighting towards tickets. Because Pawan Kalyan movie, huge crowd. Your father asked your helper here, you have to come to theater today because there may be too much crowd. So you are going. People are fighting for tickets. You are going and seeing. Still people are fighting. But out of that, 5 people are fighting for tickets. Those 5 people are your 10th class kids. What do you do? You say, "Arey yaar, why? This is our theater only. Come. If you want, you can see from the projector room also. Usually, projector room, no one will have access. You can see there, or you take from my room, whatever you want. You can give priority to them. Exactly the same thing. First, whatever is in brackets, that will be taken first. If nothing is there in brackets, then priority goes to division. If nothing in division, then priority goes to multiplication. Now, multiplication it is doing first. After multiplication, addition. 5 into 2, 10. Then addition, 30. No subtraction is there, so it is showing 30. Got my point? This is called operator precedence. That means operator priority. It's like this. I'm giving an example. I have been to one of the marriages. Right? There is a small village. Where they wanted to celebrate that marriage reception heavily. So what they have done that there is farm fields around 2-3 acres farm. They have cleared it around 1 week, 10 days. They have created that setup, and they have split that area into 2 parts. Part A is where people celebrate. Part B is where people go and eat. 2 parts they have done it. Celebration started around reception means around 8:39. Celebration started. Then people danced like anything, enjoyed, and 11:30. It's a very small village. You don't find anything there. 11:30 people enjoyed a lot. After enjoying a lot, what they do? They go and eat. Once they go there, nothing is there. Nothing is there means those basins are there, but no food is there. Water bottles are crushed, thrown away. Majority of the people didn't even eat them. How the food is empty? What happened? They took almost 1 week, 10 days for creating that setup, the marriage setup and all the things. Why it took a lot of time? Because fields they have to remove it, clean it, Everything they have to do it. It took 1 week, 10 days. The villagers side, they are observing, Araya, what they are doing. Araya, good. And when everyone is dancing, most of the villagers, they have lots of curiosity what they have done. They wanted to see, and they have eaten it and gone. If if 500 people are visitors, they cook for 600 people approximately. But around 700 people came without instead of that actual guests. By the time you go there, nothing is there. Literally, everyone is feeling damn hungry. Very small village. You don't find hotels. And if you ask any of the friends to cook, how many people they can cook? 10 people they can cook. They cannot cook for 100 people. It was the situation. Then only a bit amount of rice is there. That's it. Only bit amount of rice. Now everyone saying, I want. Then they said people who are sugar patients, old, they cannot wait for hungry. So for them and kids, they have served them those things first. Priority. Now there are so many people are there, but not sufficient food is there. So they have given priority. Kids and old people first. Young and middle age, you have to wait. Got a point? It happened like that. Here also the same thing. Priority. What is the priority? Whatever is in the brackets of first priority. Then division. Then multiplication. Then addition. Then subtraction. Understanding? Or I can give you an example. Doctor has given you an appointment. You come by 11 o'clock. Who has given you the appointment? Doctor only has given you. But once you go there, doctor is not available. Right? Some emergency case might have came. They'll say emergency. You don't need to do anything. You have to wait for that. Emergency case. There are certain cases called accidents. It's not planned. By 10:30 on this road between these two people, there should be an accident. Will it be like that? Unexpected things happen. In that case, whoever is available, they will go. Priority. Here also the same thing. Now observe here, 3 plus 5 into 10. Normally people think that either left to right or right to left. No, it's not like that. First brackets of, then division, then multiplication, then addition, then subtraction. Now here brackets nothing is there, then division is also not there, then multiplication happened 5 into 10, then addition 10 plus 30. No subtraction, just now observe here what I am going to do. I will put these things in brackets. That means what? First whatever is in brackets. Now 3 plus 5, 15. Brackets. Then division, no division. Then multiplication, 15 into 2, 8. 3 plus 5, 8. 8 into 2, 16. Now we should get 16. Click on this. Understood? This concept is called operator precedence. Precedence means priority. Precedence means priority. You may have given addition in single line, you may have given addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, anything you can give. But there is an order. It will be followed accordingly. Got it? Understood what is the arithmetic operators and operator precedence? Right. Okay. So we have covered arithmetic operators. Perfectly fine. Next we are going to work on assignment operators. We are going to work on assignment operators. What is assignment operators? Assignment means assigning. Assigning means assigning. Now I will write like this. Let B is equal to 20. That means what? Assigning value 20 to B. That's what we are doing it. Why we have to write like this? Because is equal to is actually part of assignment operators. Assignment. Now see here. So we have assignment operators here. Now see, we have operators like is equal to. What? Is equal to, plus equal to, minus equal to, multiplication equal to, division is equal to, modulus equal to. These are called assignment operators. That means what? Now let me show you here. Is equal to means assigning. We are assigning 20 to B. Now computer understands like this. Now if I say B, what is the value of B now? 20 plus is equal to 5. That means what? 20 plus 5. Here addition plus assigning both. So 20 is there. For 20 we are adding and assigning 5. Adding and assigning 5 means 5 extra, 20. Now I will say B into is equal to 2. Now what is the value of B? 50. B is 20. Then we have added and assigned 5. 25. 25 into 2. Now I will say B minus equal to 40. Then B division equal to 2. Here we are divisioning or assigning. As divisioning, assigning both. Both we are doing. Why I am covering assignment operators after arithmetic operators? What is arithmetic operators? Plus multiplication, division, minus division like this. For that, if you add is equal to, it becomes assignment operators. Got a point? Now let us try this. We will try something similar. You will be understanding it. Now here, what I will do. Let it be like this. I'll be creating one more button. Assignment operators. So on. Okay. Now what I will do here, I will say let B is equal to means assign. Is equal to means assign. Now B plus equal to 5. Now what is the value of B? 50. Now B into is equal to 2. Now what is the value of B? 30. B minus equal to 25. What is the value of B? 5. 30 minus 25. Now B division is equal to 2. 2.5 we should get. Now let us say alert B and I can give alert or I can give cancel. Anything is fine. Now let us see. Assignment operators 2.5 which is shown. Now for example, if instead of 10 I will give 100. Now 100 plus 5, 105. 105 into 2, 210. 210 minus 25, 180, 185. 185 by 2, 97.5 something. Now let us 92. Understanding? Understood what is the assignment operators. Now see here. A plus 20 means for A we are adding 20. A is equal to 20 means we are assigning 20. That's the difference. Got your point? Assignment operator also we have covered. So we have worked on arithmetic operators. We have worked on assignment operators. Let us work on comparison operators. Comparison operators are the actual one. Compares. Now you go to a company for interview. You go to a company for interview. There you find so many employees, but actually you have to contact the HR team because you want to deal with interviews. HR team does that. Got a point exactly. Now, if you want to perform mathematical calculations, use arithmetic. If you wanted to perform assignment operations, use assignment operators. If you wanted to perform comparison, use comparison operators. Use comparison operators. What is this comparison operators? Now let us have a look into it. Now see comparison operators. Double equal to, not equal to, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. Have you ever seen this before? So that means you have already worked on comparison operators also. But today we are going in detail. Understanding what I'm saying? What are the operators we have? We know we have less is part of which operators? Arithmetic operators. Is equal to, double equal to, comparison operators. Now you have to understand here, if I say A is equal to 20 means what? We are assigning 20 to A. But if A double equal to 20 means comparing A is 20 or not. A is equal to 20 is equal to is assignment operators. We are assigning 20 to A. A double equal to 20 means A is 20 or not we are comparing. A is 20 or not we are comparing. Any programming language, whether it is old or new or any future programming language also, takes decisions using these comparison operators: double equal to, not equal to, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. These are the 6 comparison operators. Any computer in the world takes decisions based on these 6 comparison operators. Understanding what I'm saying? Confusion? Now, whenever you use these comparison operators, it generates a Boolean. What? Boolean. Boolean means true or false. There is a data type. Numbers we have worked. Strings we have worked. There is one more data type called Boolean. Only 2 possible values. Either true or false. Any one of these things. It's like our switch. Only 2 possibilities. Either on or off. There is nothing in between. If you come midnight to this office, everything will be off. If you come in the daytime, few things will be on. Exactly. On or off, only 2 possibilities. Here also, if you use any of these comparison operators, it generates a Boolean. That means either true or false. It generates a Boolean, either true or false. That's it. It will not generate any other thing other than true or false. That means, just to give you an example, if I say English marks is a variable we have created so many times, is equal to 95. Now, which operator have we used? Assignment operator. 95 we are assigning it to this. Now, what is the value of English marks? 95. Now, I will say English marks greater than equal to 45. Okay, 35 greater than or equal to 35. What this generates? Why true? 95 is greater than 35. So this generates true. If I say English marks less than or equal to 35, what this generates? False. Because 95 is not less than 35. This generates false. If I say English marks greater than 100, what this generates? False. I'll say English marks less than 100. True. Only two possibilities, either true or false. Now if I say English marks greater than or equal to 80. False or true? False. Value is 95, greater than or equal to 80. So, see, it's not greater than and is equal. It is greater than or. Or means anyone. This also generates true. And if I say English marks double equal to 95. True. True. 95. True only. True only. Generates true only. Usually I am asking if I ask you question again, if you are not confident, they will change the answer to false. There is two possible values. If I say true, then they'll say false. If I say false, then they say. I just wanted to confirm it. Okay. If I say English marks not equal to 95, because that is 95 only. Understanding what I am saying? Everywhere, if computer is taking decision, means it is using all these 6 comparison operations. Whenever you wake up in the morning, what is the first thing you do? Pick up the mobile phone. Those days are gone. Earlier, anyone wakes up first, they'll wish God, then they'll get down. Those days are gone. Once they wake up, people search with the phone. Okay, they have taken the phone. Now, what phone asks? Passcode. Passcode it asks. Now, imagine your passcode is 5555, for example. You have entered wrong password, for example. What will it say? It will allow, it will not allow. It will not allow. So, what should be allowed? Right password only. That means which comparison operator which are they using in this case? Equal to, double equal. The first thing you do is take the phone. Then you are entering your passcode. That means you are using comparison operator. Got a point? Okay. Now you want money. You have 10,000 rupees in your account. You want 20,000 rupees. But what you do, insert your ATM card and enter 20,000 rupees. What will it tell? It will not. How are they doing it internally? Yes, how do they compare? Cash withdrawal, how much you want it to be, must be less than or equal to available balance. Now, if you have 10,000, less than 10,000 or less than or equal to 10,000, not greater than. They are less than or equal to you are using. Your ATM PIN number you are giving, right? Which operator they have to use? Double equal to. Now imagine 1111 is your ATM PIN code, for example. Now you go to that software in that bank. Instead of double equal to, you change this to greater than or equal to. That's it. What happens? Anyone who finds your ATM card, they can go and insert it. You type 554433, anything you type it, InvIT accepts it. Then they can withdraw money. Got my point? If you wanted to collapse a bank, you don't need to do too many things. You don't need to put a bomb on them. You just go to their source code. Now, cash withdrawal is there, right? Cash withdrawal should be less than or equal to available balance. You just remove this. You just give like this. That's it. That means cash withdrawal is greater than available balance, also it gives money. You don't have any balance, that means zero. You try to say 10,000, it will give. Imagine, you know you don't have balance in your account, but still you have tried it. You tried 10,000, 10,000 rupees came. What do you do? What do? You will happy and you'll feel happy and go, or you'll try again. You'll try again. So we'll make sure that ATM machine doesn't have any money. Okay, that is done. What's next? You will go to next ATM. You will not be satisfied. Never satisfied. If there are 4 or 5 ATMs there, go one after the other. Make sure you clear everything and take home. Then you will search how many ATMs are there. You have to go there immediately. So if they do one day, that's it. The bank will collapse. No need to do anything. You just go to the source code. Just instead of less than or equal to, change greater than or equal to. That's it. Next day, big headlines. Got my point? Because computers are taking decision. So if you wanted to take decision, you need to store first using variables we are storing. And if next comparison can be done through operators. There are so many operators out there. Out of that, we are going to use comparison operators. There are 6 comparison operators: double equal to, not equal to, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. You have to use any of these, any one of these 6 operators, 6 comparison operators. You have to use it. Then this generates Boolean, true or false will be generated. Then if you wanted to do something, if it generates true, you do it. If you wanted to perform something, if it generates false, yes, you can do it. Now let us try it. Now what I will do here, I'll just show this quickly. Button comparison better. Comparison operators. So now what I will do is say on click. Now I'll say observe here. I'll say let English marks equal to 95. I'm using which operator here? Assignment operator I am using. Then I'll say English marks minus equal to 20. Now what is the value of English marks? 75. 20 minus 20 I am taking 75. Okay, now what I will do, I'll say English marks greater than 35. What this generates? What I will do, I just write it in console.log. I wanted to display it. So now it should show true. Now I'll come here. I'll say right click, inspect. Now I'm clicking on this. What is it giving? Now what I will do, I will write one more. Greater than 95. What will it show? Now I am clearing it. I am just clicking on this. First one is true, second one is false. Now if I say less than 95, what this generates? True or false? What is the value of English marks? No, 75 we have given it here. 75. Okay, if I remove this, no 95. Now false. This also false, it's not 95 is not greater than 95 false. This is also false because 95 is not less than 95. Now I'll say double equal to. Now true. Say greater than or equal to 35. True. Less than or equal to 35. Now false. Not equal to 35. Sure? True only, 95. It's not equal to 35. Not equal to 95. Understanding? Whenever you use comparison operator, it generates true or false. A boolean, true or false. Whenever you use a comparison operator, it generates a boolean, true or false. Understand? Complicated? So now, what we are doing actually, two variables we are storing, two comparison operators we are comparing. Next, decision making. In decision making, we have a concept called decision. In decision making, we have a concept called control statements. What? Control statements. That means what? Here for storing we have used variables. For comparison we have used operators. That too we have used comparison operators. Got a point? Then decision making we have control statements. There are multiple control statements are there. If we have, if else we have, if else, if we have, switch case we have. These are the control statements. Those belongs to loops. While, do, while, for belongs to loops. We are working on control statements. We are going to work on these things also. Right now, let us focus on this. Let us focus on this. What exactly is this? I will write like this. If, like this, and else, like this. If, parenthesis, flower brackets, else, flower brackets. And here we compare it. We compare using comparison operators. This comparison generates Boolean. Boolean means either true or false. If this generates true, this part of the code executes. If this generates false, this part of the code executes. It generates true or false or both. Any one. If this generates true, first part will be executed, we call it as true state. If this generates false, second part will be executed, we call it as false state. Any case, both will never be executed. Any one. Now, what I will do here, just to give you an example, I am writing like this. If English marks greater than or equal to 35. I am writing else like. If we have written Inside if I am writing this comparison. What this generates? True. Now here I'll write in console statement, in true statement, past in English. Otherwise, I will write here console dot log in any one possibility. That's it. Now see, if I click on this, passed in English. Now, for example, now I change this to 15. Now, failed in English. Isn't it like ternary operator? It's like ternary operator, but ternary operator is for one word only actually. Here you can do anything. Here you can write 1000 lines, here also you can write 1000 lines. But that is just a small thing. Ternary operator is like single line statement. You can do heavy code. Got my point? Ternary operator is like a small prasadam. This if else is like prasadam only, it's full meal prasadam. Heavy, you can eat as much as you can. It's like that. Understood the control statements? See, first through variables we store. Through comparison operators we compare, which generates true or false. Through control statements like if else, if it is true you do this, if it is false you do this, like that. True it is? Yes. No, it will not terminate, it will execute this part. Second part, else part. We call this as a true statement. True statements. We call this as false statements. So if this generates true, this part of the code executes within this. It can be 2 line or 200 line. If it is not, if it generates false, this part of the code executes 2 line or 200. Got your point? Now the same task what we have done earlier. But what I want you to do, I want you to use this if else control statements. We have used ternary operators. Now I don't want you to use ternary operators, I want you to use control statements like if else. Now user has entered 95 or 85 in English. We are saying passed or failed through ternary operator. Now you do it through if else. Got your point? Now it's like this. Now let me show you. You can understand it. This is our code. Here comparison operator input on change. What we are doing? We are getting the marks. Then pass or fail. Then we are using red or green. Now what I will do? Once we get the marks, what I will do? If else. Okay. And if I'll say marks greater than or equal to pass marks. That is it. Here we are writing the same thing I am copying it. Marks greater than or equal to 35. This generates either true or false. If this generates true, what I wanted to do, I want this to be green color, right? Yes or no? I am writing like this. If this generates true, results span dot 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 current dot style dot color is equal to else. Else? Here we have comparison multiple times. Here we are comparing. Here also we are comparing. 2 times we are comparing. But here we are comparing only 1 time and using it. Now we are giving green or red. Now I want it to give pass or fail also, like this. If it is a inner HTML, I will say pass, else, that's it. Doing the same thing in different ways. But here, if I wanted to do 10 things, now if a student is passed, I wanted to do 2 things. One is say display pass, and there is in green color. 2 things I am doing. So 2 times I am comparing. If I wanted to do 10 times, I have to compare 10 times. But here, whether you are doing 2 things or 200 things, you just compare only one time, reusable. That's the difference. Now, I wanted to show an alert, you have passed or you have failed. I wanted to show. Now I have to create one more comparison again. But here within this I can write it, alert. Student passed in English. Else, student failed in English. Now this is 10th. Now let me enable the 10th also here. I have commented it. I am uncommenting it. For English now, see, I am saying 9. Student failed in English. 90. Student passed. Understand? Understood what is the arithmetic operators, assignment operators, comparison operators, and functions with parameters. Anyway, we have worked in our last session. And understood what is if else. So through variables you store. Through comparison operators you generate boolean true or false. If it is true, you do this. If it is false, you do this. The 10th exams, in your scenario it's different, but my scenario is different. Whenever 10th results announced, during my time, newspaper. And that day, it is very difficult to get the newspaper. So you have to go to any of your friends. If any one of your friends bought that newspaper, then you have to go there, because you don't get the newspaper that day. And you will be checking it, whether you have passed or failed your first class or second class, third class. But you will be prepared. If you are passed, what you have to do? If you are failed, what you have to do? Imagine it is failed. Then it's not the right time to go home. You will decide it. If it is passed, yes, I have to go quickly. My parents don't expect you have to come first class or 90 above. Lucky, not much pressure then, for me at least. Got my point? Here also the same. If comparison operator generates true, what you want it to. If it generates false, what you want it. That you can do. Understand? I want you to implement the control statements, operators, and all those things. We have worked earlier also, but the same thing. The difference is earlier you have worked on only one single comparison operator greater than or equal. Now we have worked remaining 5 also. And we have worked on arithmetic operators earlier also. Just plus we have worked. Now we have worked plus, we have worked minus, multiplication, and we have worked on operator precedence concept. And we have learned something new called if else. Got a point? There are still few more arithmetic operators are there. If you observe here, we have worked on arithmetic operators. We have worked on comparison operators. We have worked on assignment operators, and we have worked on ternary operator also. Ternary operator means we have already worked on. The one thing which we haven't worked on is logical operators. Logical operators also we can work. We'll be working in our next session. Okay. Understood? And this is just starting of if else, and there is no ending for that. Whenever you born, you start breathing. That is just starting only. There is no ending till the last year also. Till you are alive, you will be using your nose for oxygen. Exactly. Till you are in programming field, you will be using variables for storing, comparison operators for comparing, control statements for this one, execution, decision making. Today it is new for you. After 1 month, you are comfortable. After 1 year, you will be very experienced in that. Got a point? I'm creating task.